Hey plugheads, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about J37 plugin from Waves. Many people either misuse or don't fully understand, so get comfortable because this is gonna be a long video. Grab your best headphones, turn on your interface, your monitors, and let's dive in. Let's take a closer look at legendary piece of audio engineering, the Studer J37. This incredible analog valve-based multi-track recorder was introduced in the 1960s and quickly became a cornerstone of professional recording studios. Now, let's dive into some technical details to understand what made this machine so special. First, the J37 uses a single magnetic tape for both recording and playback. It doesn't work with two tapes simultaneously, so everything happens on that one tape. Second, it's a 4-track recorder. This means that its single tape can hold up to 4 independent tracks. Imagine the tape as a 4-lane road where each lane could hold one or more tracks within it. This feature was groundbreaking at the time and opened up new creative possibilities for overdubbing and especially for mixing. Finally, let's talk about how it operates. The tracks are distributed across the tape and each one can be managed independently. This allows engineers to record parts individually and then mix them together to create the final masterpiece. In short, the J37 wasn't just a machine, it was a revolutionary in the world of the music recording, paving the way of modern multi-track recording techniques. Now, let's take a look and listen to the faithful emulation by Waves. If we look at the bottom left, we find the track 2 and track 3, which will be a central track of the tape. At least in my opinion, they are the most faithful and reliable. Track 2 have a bit more pronounced low frequencies and higher ounce, while track 3 is a bit more neutral and slightly lower in volume. Track 2 is more punch, yeah. If you want to manage a stereo track and seek more coherence, you can choose the track 2 or track 3. On the other hand, the track 2 plus 3 configuration will make the left and right channels slightly different, enhancing the stereo image. The setup is ideal if you want to sacrifice some central focus for a wider stereo panorama. Now let's try the max stereo configuration on the drums. After listening to it, please write in the comment what you think. The configuration is as follows: tape 811 formula here, and the speed is 7.5, and the modeled tracks was the 2 plus 3. And now let's listen. You can use it in various ways: on the master bus of the compressor to blend and saturate the peaks, on the bus or individual tracks, wherever you need, for example, track 2 and formula 888 7.5 you can use on bass. This settings here, but making these decisions is the best done when you can clearly hear the differences between the tapes, something we'll quickly do together later. The two central knobs here are useful for setting the input level into the machine. J37 has 52 tubes, and then there is the tape. Imagine what happens if I push the audio input too high. The tubes going into saturation and start compressing, adding more harmonics. Then the tape come into play with natural compression, eating up all the transients. Let's listen now. It's easier to hear this effect on drums. Write in the comments what you heard as I gradually increased the input knob. On the sixth knob at the bottom, we have the wow, which is the frequency oscillation of the tape, and the FLUTTER, which is a volume oscillation like a tremolo. So here we have the noise and the saturation. Let's hear how it sounds. If you go right, the volume go up and down so fast. If you go to the left, the volume go slowly. You can adjust like your test, and the wow effect, just the rate and go. Yeah. After we have the noise level, just a little bit, just with your taste. If you're looking for an emulation of tape problems, it's all there. Yeah, now I want to try the saturation, but I want to try on the drums. This saturation isn't the same as that one caused by the input stage. So listen the input stage saturation and after the saturation knob. Yeah, it's completely different saturation. Yeah, now I want to talk about this section here, the view meter section. It's so important. LT view meter will typically peak between +1 and +2 at moment of high intensity and drop to around -3 during the quiet parts. Wherever this depends on the volume at which your track were recorded. If the recording level is too high, lower the input volume and adjust the input volume carefully while listening to the result. Let's try now on bass and turn it on a monster. Wow. Yeah, this is a healthy zone. If you want some monster stuff, even make this. Just like your test. If you switch to 15 IPS to speed mode, compare these mysterious bias buttons. Seems to enhance the high frequency. At +3, I definitely hear more hikes compared to the normal mode. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what else they do, so if you know more than I do, let me know in the comment. Check this. The last section is the delay, which I recently discovered, and it's incredible. Future's slap delay or ping pong delay is currently using it on vocals and it sounds amazing. Just listen. Wow.
Santa's coming to town. Santa Claus is coming, Christmas time is so near. Everywhere I couldn't find, there is no reason to fear. Lions and bad deeds, Santa knows them quite well. The good one gets an angel's gift, the bad one gets a trauma. Santa's coming to town. Santa Claus is coming, Christmas time is so near. Everywhere I couldn't find, there is no reason to fear. Lions and bad.
Finally, let's talk about the tape formulas: 888, 811 and 850, three types of tape that historically used. 888 is the oldest, dating back to the 60s. It has a strong boost in the low end part and a grain texture between 1 and 8 kHz. Let's test it on the bass. Nice. The 811 was used in the mid to late 60s. It has a neutral response and saturate earlier. I will set it to track 3 and I try on electric guitar and let's hear it. The 850 was introduced in the 1970s, developed for higher quality sound. It has a more neutral tone, better highs and less emphasis on the low end. This formula is always paired with bias adjustment. The speed option controls the tape's playback speed. At 7.5 IPS, it enhances the low. At the 15 IPS, it favors the highs. Okay, let's get our thoughts because I've given you a lot of information. Here are some guidelines. For bass, I'm looking for a bit of low-end punch and some mid-range crunch. High frequency don't matter much, so I will go with the 888 formula, track 2 selected and the 7.5 IPS selected for the perfect bass. For a pop guitar that's too bright and needs slight saturation on the transient, I choose 811 tape, track 3 and normal bias at 15 IPS. And for example, a string section where we want to announce the stereo wide, and I choose the 811 formula, tracks 2 plus 3 and the 7.5 IPS. Finally, on the master bus, if you want the maximum transparency, you can choose the 815 IPS 15 and track 3 and with the 5 bias, okay? Now it's your turn. Try this combination in your own music, experiment with that. We have 12 combination, formula 3 type, speed 2 type and track 2 type. In total are 12. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Peace.